Welcome back to JOJ. It's August 15th.
Yep.
The last 2 episodes we've had the kids took over, and then we kind of recapped what the kids said to try to make it make a little more sense than their silly versions of stuff.
At least to us, anyway.
Yeah, made us feel better to recap what they did. So back before, gosh, I guess it's been, if we've had us, the kids, alive, the episode before that.
Yeah.
We were talking about getting back to normal and recovery and tournaments and, after heart surgery.
Yeah.
So the Bible verse that we have for this week is, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new."
It's 2 Corinthians.
Yeah. Oh,
5.
sorry, I didn't say it, did I? 2 Corinthians 5:17.
That's where that comes from.
Sorry.
Just expecting you to know it. Yeah.
After heart surgery, things were kind of chaotic and I think we were in such a whirlwind of getting all better and making sure he was ready for tournaments. And in the meantime, it was like we also were able to reflect on a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had been so busy up until this point. I mean, not just with tournament fishing, but just in life in general, with having babies or having a baby and then having 2 more babies and, then Abby's in school. And so it just, we're just going.
Yeah, it was wide open. And then it came to a screeching halt to where nothing else really mattered.
Nothing.
It was wake up and recover.
Yes.
Wake up, go sleep. Wake up, recover, go sleep. That's literally what each day was there for a few weeks span, really. I mean, at least. And then it was chaos
time,
in some ways. But it was
the first time for us ever. I know in my life I've never had to just sit and recover.
Yeah.
But even in marriage and raising kids was the first time we really just had to just stop. And through it we had, it gave us time to kind of reflect back to, the hospital. And I mean, we knew in the moment how much, that God was directing, everything came together the way it did. And, and our sponsors were all amazing. And, I don't know that we talked about it in the other episodes, but like when we left the hospital, we had so much stuff like that was just sent to our room.
Yeah.
So not only did we have all of our pillows and blankets and everything that Aunt needed to sleep comfortably,
right.
But they sent us like fruit baskets and flowers and balloons, and then we got home and had stuff that showed up at the house.
Yeah, every day. I mean, there was something else coming.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
It was neat, and it was, to me, just made me realize how unthoughtful I am, but how thoughtful all these people are. But the stuff that sending meals. I mean, meals that were like cooked, or just stick them in, or prepared.
Yeah,
I think General
Tire. I think it was General Tire that sent us a whole box of different pre-cooked meals, and then Bass Pro Shop sent a huge box of games and just stuff really for the kids. To help them and
pass the time.
Exactly, because they were they weren't stuck with us. They went on vacation, but when they came home, they were stuck with us.
Yeah. But it was just fun. Yeah. It was just very thoughtful stuff that so many of those companies didn't have to do. But the great people, that's what makes those companies great, are the people that work for them, and the great people that work at so many of those places that said, hey, this is somebody we care about. This is somebody that we want to, show them that we love them, especially during this time, and that they did stuff like that for us. So that it really was. Awesome. It was extremely awesome. So.
And so I think we talked, about fishing Red Crest and, how exhausting that was for him, and because of course, like you have dinners and all that stuff too that go along with it. But after that, we kind of really slowed back down. Other than filming like cup events, right?
Yeah. Well, I did go from Red Crest up to Minnesota and film monster bass.
That's right.
Yeah, I did go up there for 4, 5, 6 days or something, and filmed out of my jet boat. Some of the most amazing smallmouth fishing I've ever done in my life that I want to go back to.
Yeah.
Not been able to yet. I really want to take Jennie and the kids up there.
Because that was the one where you stayed at there was like an indoor water park and stuff.
Yeah, I stayed up there.
I tried to get him to like go and do I'm like, you need to go do the slides and stuff and use that for the TV show. They didn't. They didn't take my idea. It would have made an excellent show. At least an excellent clip of the show.
Right, yeah, it would have. We just actually went to the water park the other day, but yeah, that would have been really fun to do that. But the rest of that fall I had a little bit of traveling here and there. After Red Crest, did some filming, fished some cups, and that kind of wrapped up that year. I remember one of those cups was the one in Oklahoma. You went with me on, and where we played gotcha.
Where y'all played basketball.
Because the hotel actually had a basketball court right in the backyard or in the back.
And I was so nervous he was going to fall over.
Yeah, because this was like September, maybe October.
Probably September.
I think it was September, so like 3 months out of heart surgery. Which I was completely cleared. They
told me he's fine, but still, it's just in the back of your mind.
Yeah. So I'm out there running around, and I actually won one of the rounds of gotcha, which I am not a sports player.
Who did you put out?
I put out Jason Christie.
And one of played college basketball.
Which I don't remember if it was down to he and I or what it was. I just remember in one of the games at some point in time throughout the game, I put out Jason Christie, and I was extremely proud of that. Because he played college basketball. So I don't remember whether that was that was my winning shot or not. But Jordan and Wheeler and we all had a big time.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Big time playing. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of competition. Shocking.
Yes. Yeah, we were all very competitive.
Not only competitive on the water, but in everything else that you do.
Anything else. It was a big time.
And two, which we've talked about my Nana some, but I think she was diagnosed with cancer in April. I want to say.
That sounds right.
And backing up a little bit is a really cool thing is when Parker was saved, my Nana, she was in the hospital for just some kind of complication to do with the cancer, but he was able to FaceTime her and tell her, and so she was so excited.
Excited.
My Nana, she was crazy as all get out, but loved Jesus more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
But so that was really cool. That was really special. And then let's see. And I guess, more in October because that's kind of like when she was on hospice and stuff.
Really started to tear.
We would take the kids and try to go see her, and and that was their first experience with
the close family member.
With a close family member. And it was hard for them. It was hard for all of us, but them just being younger and but it was also a really special time that we got to go, and there was one day that Abby went and they painted, she painted her fingernails and stuff. I was doing good, and your teary died. It was a really, really special time that we got to spend, and be there. My people still, he lives here, and just next door to my mom, and so when in the I'm not gonna say the best part. It was the best part for her because she was free of pain. Yeah. But my Nana, so she loves the fall. Fall is her favorite. Hates Halloween.
Yes,
it's a pagan holiday. Hates Halloween.
Yeah.
And so she ironically passed away on Halloween that morning.
She didn't want to make it through another one.
No, and so that's exactly what I told my people. I said, she was like, I'm not doing this holiday again.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I was here for the fall and the pretty colors, and I'm done. Yeah. So that was kind of, it was, for us and the kids, and, it was just kind of emotionally, we went from really high up here of the classic to, okay, which we refer to her as Nana B. Find out she has cancer, and then Ott needs heart surgery. And then,
get through that.
Everything kind of levels out. We get through it. Nana's seemingly doing okay. Yeah. To basically just right back down to where she takes a turn, and she says that she's not doing treatments, and she was done.
Yeah, she was done.
And so in between all that, we've got some church speakings starting, and you know, or I don't know if they're really starting, or I can't even remember if we had postponed some.
I know that there was one in September. That was a big one up in Kingsport with Nathan. That was the first one that I had done.
That you had done back.
Yeah, was in September.
You know, and we had spoke at a few. Aunt speaks at the churches. I'm just there on the front row.
You've been invited to in some of them.
Yeah, some of them they asked, and I nicely declined. But you know, we had done some church speakings, and everything at this point was geared around our fishing testimony. It's basically what we called it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, it was kind of how I'd got to the point in my career where I was, you know, because we really hadn't had anything medically, life, any real. I mean, they've been pretty smooth. I mean, for the most part, you know. I mean, it was mostly about how God had given me, you know, the ability to do what I love to do, had made a path for me to follow, so I could glorify Him. Just in my walk in being a professional angler, you know, to not be out here running around being an idiot, and you know, but getting to do this. That it is something that I love to do, but it is a way that I can reach people for Him. But yeah, everything that happened in that year kind of changed. And it was kind of, it's funny because it was just kind of routine. Like we kind of had it, you know, and sometimes he'd ramble on, so like we'd shorten it for the next one, and you know, but cut pieces out.
You can cut that out. They don't need to know all 15 steps.
Focus a little less there and a little more here, and
So we kind of had it down. Yeah, I mean, it was like good. Yeah, and then bam. No, that's not what I want you. Like that's. Yeah, I gave you this platform, but I gave you a platform for much bigger things. Yeah. And, you know, I mean, we just didn't know that.
No, we didn't know. But we come to find that out. So
with everything that went on, just in such a short amount of time, you know, it wasn't that we won the Classic because God wanted us up here because we won the Classic. He wanted us to win the Classic to prepare us for what was going to come with heart surgery. Yeah. And to kind of give us that platform for that. And then for moving forward. Yeah, absolutely. Because that was, the Classic was, looking at it now, you know, looking back at it, it's easy to see that the Classic was there to draw a lot of attention, you know, which it did a very good job of, to, you know, to help people recognize us, and, you know, to get more eyeballs on me. And I mean, it was, you know, an unbelievable, you know, career-changing event. But that wasn't all God had in plan for it. It wasn't just, you know, an awesome week and a cool trophy, and you know, that wasn't all he had planned for it. He had a lot bigger things in mind with that, and that was, you know, that was all part of. He's like, well, you're going to enjoy this. Yep. You're going to go through that, but then it's all going to come out for me. And I think a little bit too. I feel like, if I'm remembering correctly, is we would talk about, you know, like we'd go to the churches and like do these testimonies, and it was almost like we felt like we needed to have something else to share, if that makes sense. It was like... Yeah,
it was all, I don't want to say just financial driven, but
a lot of it was, because that's a lot of the up and down that we saw.
Yeah, that was the up and down that we saw, kind of the trials and stuff that we'd been through. Anybody who's in business, for yourself especially, but anybody that works, I mean, if you've ever had a job that you got laid off from, or when you got promoted in, or you had opportunity, you know, different things like that. I mean, being self-employed, trying to do what we were doing as a profession, there were definitely times where God made things happen, and where He opened doors, and there were times when He shut them, you know. So, I mean, but that was all to help drive us down the road of this business that we were on, you know, and that was kind of up until this. Yeah. That definitely was the testimony that we had to share. So,
Yep. So, I think we'll wrap it up with that, and... thing went away. You want to share it? Yeah,
so the verse again, 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new.
So come back next week and we'll talk about how we ended up with a whole new testimony.
Yep. Come on back.